The excitement here was incredible. You had people camping out at 6 in the morning for the Nashville Zoo to open at 9 in the morning. People were here waiting for the zoo to open for 3 hours. I talked to almost everyone I talked to was from out of town who specifically came just for the eclipse, just for the animals in the eclipse, and in many cases just for the giraffes. The giraffes are normally very quiet animals, so they weren't doing much unusual once it got dark. But once it started getting light again, the two younger giraffes, Mozzie and Nasha, one is 6 months old, one is 3 years old, they started running in circles. They were going crazy. People were calling it going crazy. The showbirds here got noisy. Just before totality, the orangutans went up to one of the highest the zookeepers had ever seen, but then came back down. But here's the thing, we don't know if this is because of the darkness or the other animals, namely the 7,000 humans here at the zoo who came to see the darkness. And as a matter of fact, as I'm watching the eclipse, you have the crickets get louder and the birds get louder, and then they're drowned out by humans. There's an awful lot of things the scientists are going to figure out from this eclipse. So there's a 70-minute movie that has been filmed from Oregon to Charleston, although in Charleston they may have had a little trouble because of clouds, of the eclipse. So everyone only gets 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes at most, but they're piecing it all together. We also have students who have launched high-altitude balloons to study the weather during eclipse. I could tell you it got colder, but colder, it was in the 90s and sticky, so it only became in the upper 80s and sticky. But it was a relief. So we have high-altitude balloons that are looking at all the weather, and then the astronomers' big thing is the corona. You see that little brilliant red circle around the sun when it's blotted out. This is something we cannot study except during an eclipse because it's 1,000,000 degrees hot. This is a Super Bowl day of science, and we don't know, unlike the Super Bowl, we don't know the score yet, except humanity wins, but we just don't know what we've learned yet.